Scorpio darling, welcome to Speaking Light. Oh my goodness. Okay. These cards are amazing. They just flip before I've even started talking. Let me explain what I'm doing here and who I am. My name's Bianca and I am here to provide you with some messages from Spirit for the week of the 16th to the 22nd of March. And yes, here it is. We're going to start it out with a goddess oracle. And the lady who came up here for you, Scorpio, is, and please, my Middle America, South America friends, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about how to say this. Coatlicue? Coatlique? Coatlicue? Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, but I am from Africa. So I can tell you the Zulu goddesses' names very easily and get it right. But yeah, so she talks about grief. She was also called Serpent Skirt, the mother of the Aztec deities. She gets her name because she wears a skirt made of swinging rattlesnakes. She is worshipped as Earth Mother and Life and Death Mother. So she's very much like the Kali energy. So she is here to help you bring yourself face to face with your grief. She's here to tell you that there is no way around grief. Interestingly, I've had this conversation so many times in the last week with clients, with friends. There's no place you can hide from grief. And yes, there is a lot of grief and grieving that needs to be happening about that grief. The way to wholeness lies in going through your grief. Have you been afraid to face the pain that accepting grief and going through the grief process will bring? Have you been hiding from it, pretending you are really okay? Perhaps you fear the grief is so great that you will remain in it for the rest of your life. Have you done some of your grieving, but not all of it, so that it catches you unaware in odd moments? Perhaps you are staying in a situation you need to leave, but fear that the grief of leaving would engender great heaviness. It is imperative for your healing process that you grieve. It is time to wail and keen and moan. It is time to ask for support from friends and family. Life is about loss, and loss is part of life. The seasons change. All is in a state of transition. Even grief, if fully faced, will finally lessen, and in time you will feel stronger and more alive. And remember that your process takes as long as it needs to take, and that everyone's time of grief is different. This goddess tells you to feel the grief so that the healing can come. Is that message clear, Scorpio? I have a few Scorpio friends and love you guys. I too am a water sign, but your Scorpio is a special kind of water sign because you are very good at hiding your grief, Scorpio. Very good. Very mysterious. So for once, do not hide it from yourself, okay? I'm just going to clarify with tarot. You want this, Scorpio, and grief can be part of this. This is the Four of Wands. It's the coming together of two souls and the celebration of that marriage, of whatever that marriage looks like. It doesn't have to be an actual marriage, okay? It's the amalgamation and the celebration of that union. And grief can be part of that. They're showing me weddings and funerals. And, you know, I also conduct weddings, pagan weddings, but legal weddings. It's one of my jobs, my many. And there is often, along with that celebration and the union and that new life that is being had, there is also accompanying that the empty chair on the bride or the groom's side. And we acknowledge that in that ceremony, we acknowledge that person, we acknowledge that absence, we acknowledge the grief of not having them there for that celebration in body, physically. I don't know why they want me to put it that way for you, but maybe you will understand it better. I'm just the messenger. Okay, Scorpio. So please incorporate your grief. Do not push it away. Allow time for it to come through and allow your community to support you. Whoever that is. It doesn't have to be all of your community. Someone who gets it. Allow them to be there for you as you work through your grief. I promise it's going to lighten your life so much. And the goddess is supporting you in that. Let's look at your emotional well-being for the week, your emotional world. You got the Queen of Pentacles, darling. You're very, very, very solid. Maybe you're very grounded in your emotions. That is a good place to start from when you are investigating your grief. You don't want to be all over the place, because then it's going to be overwhelming. So great that you've got that there. And then in your physical, you might be a bit worried about stuff that's not really based in reality. What is that word that I'm searching for? You might be hyperbolizing stuff. Making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill. Maybe you have the sniffles and suddenly you think you got the big C kind of thing, okay? So seek help. Yeah, you're too worried. You're too worried. This is not good for your health. You're not resting enough. Your mind is influencing good health here, okay? So do what you need to do to get answers. If you feel like you need to go for a test to make sure that this is not what you might think it is, then do that. In your relationships, okay? So that could be romantic, relationship with your child, your family, your co-workers, whoever that is. The Seven of Swords has come out in reverse. There is somebody, either the person that this relationship is with or a person that is trying to influence that relationship, who is trying to be sneaky. Keeping secrets, being sneaky, doing stuff behind your back. But they are powerless this week. I want to clarify. So Scorpio, if there's any sneakiness going on, Father Sky is coming out to say, I see you. Father Sky. Father Sky is obviously the heavens, everything above us, you know, and bird's eye view, baby. And there will be judgment for what this person is trying to do, the sneakiness in whatever relationship. A Four of Wands, again, Four of Wands, because you had the Four of Wands with your grief here, that celebration, that marriage energy, that coming together of communities, and that is going on in your relationship. So perhaps this has got to do with a marriage, your partnership. Yeah, you're good because it's in the upright. It's in a positive position. So don't be too worried about that because the sun is shining. Okay, whoever is trying to achieve the sneaky crap over here is not going to get away with it. They're just not. They're not even going to rock the boat unless you let them. So don't let them. Good job, Scorpio. Bring that stinger. Okay. Let's look at your financial well-being here. We've got Five of Wands in reverse. So there's a battle energy, but it's not. It's nothing. Okay, someone might challenge you in terms of finances, money. There might be a little challenge or you think it's a challenge, but it's nothing. It's nothing because the Justice card came out with it. Fairness will prevail. Justice will be done. The moon, there is again this energy of something you're not quite seeing very clearly. Obviously, in your relationships, you can see clearly. We have established that because Father Sky is there, keeping a watchful eye. The sun is shining brightly. Your marriage or your relationship is strong. In your finances, what's this not seeing clearly about? The Hermit. Okay, the moon and the Hermit. The moon is about that very low light where you can see shadows, you can see something, but not everything. It's not quite clear. The Hermit is about going in, using your inner tuition, your intuition, your inner knowing, taking yourself away, not necessarily like, you don't have to go book yourself into a spa for a week. If you can, if you want to, you sure can, go for it. But the Hermit is about investigating from the inside. Where do I stand on this subject? How do I feel about this? How do I think about this? Where do I fit into this picture? And what is what I want out of this? Okay, so Spirit wants you to sort of make up your own mind, is what they're saying. Make up your own mind, and then 7 of Wands, and then you can stand your ground. You are on higher ground. You are above the battle. That's what that's all about. That's lovely, Scorpio. I'm going to end your reading with a Flower of Life card, which usually ties it all together very beautifully. This one. Yes, thank you. Ah, so interesting. Okay. That is so interesting. Animals. So that's the image, that's the card. Animals. It talks about your instinct, your natural skills and abilities. So the energy of animals reflect our instinctual nature, allowing us to draw on their skills and abilities. Our instincts are what we generally described as a gut feeling, intuition, psychic ability, intuition, inner knowing, okay? Playing or working with or just observing animals, either directly or symbolically, brings us in touch with our own animal nature, an aspect of ourselves often repressed. What else is repressed, Scorpio? Grief. Look to the animals. Look to how the animals handle grief. Mother Nature handles death and rebirth. We are all streams of uniqueness, ever expanding love and light, experiencing our own path to experience life in new and varied forms. Once you feel your own uniqueness and love, it becomes easy to communicate with all life forms, feeling their originality instead of trying to communicate through your opinions, your values, and your conclusions. Animals are fully present in the now. That's the big message. Be fully present in the now. A gentle reminder to adapt and adjust in every situation. Here you will be in the flow, and the path of least resistance will present itself. And my darling Scorpio, you cannot resist grief. You can only pretend to resist grief, to be capable of that for so long. Before God, Goddess, all that is, those who care about you, your guides, your angels, whoever, comes in and says, oh, no, no. This is you punishing yourself. Not being willing to look at this, not being willing to feel it, not being willing to be present with it and allow it to happen is simply not going to serve you. Scorpio? I want to just say I know what you're going through because I got the same exact message a couple of weeks ago. I acted on that message. I made sure that I was supported in my grief. And it is the most freeing, wonderful feeling to be able to sit in a safe space and cry those tears, finally. So go there. You're safe. Lots of love, Scorpio, and I hope to see you here again really soon.